we've got the record on. We start on our live stream. Today is Tuesday, the 27th of July. It's going to be a very busy morning. We have maybe 50 cases. We're going to start with arraignments on misdemeanors, show causes, and perhaps some misdemeanor pretrials. Hopefully at about 9 o'clock, we will then start our felony pre-exam conferences. And then this afternoon, we have sobriety court. Right now, I'm just logging people in. We're going to bring them in here in just a moment. I have 3 customers so far. I am expecting a translator, and we're going to try to do one case early on by translator. And it's a beautiful day here. It's going to be 88 degrees. Although no windows here in the courtroom. All right, I'm going to start bringing the people back in. Here's Miranda. Bring her in also. Good morning, Miss Rome. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just
Okay.
hang with me here. We've got a number of people we're bringing in.
Okay.
Got Christian Molina. Miranda, I lost your file. Mr. Pitcher, I'm going to mute your mic, or I'll put you in the waiting room. You're having a little difficulty. All right, we got Vivian. We got
Wrong courtroom, Your Honor. I need to be in Judge Patterson. Sorry.
No, you're in the right spot. You're going to do Molina, is that correct?
I have Molina and I have Gomez Chacon, and I believe that they were both with Judge Patterson, but they're not, correct?
I've got Molina, and she's here ready to roll.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
All right, well then let's start with that one.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. You're here at 3B District Court. We're going to do our first case with the benefit of a translator.
Buenos días a todos. Están aquí en la Corte del Distrito de 3B. Vamos a celebrar la audiencia que requiere intérprete primero.
We're going to start with Christian Molina.
Vamos a empezar con Cristian Molina.
The file number is 211261.
El número de causa es 21-1261.
¿Es usted Christian Molina? She needs to unmute her microphone.
Tiene que poner el micrófono, por favor.
Así es.
That's right.
This is Vivian Montero, and she's going to interpret for us.
Esta es Vivian Montero y ella va a interpretar para nosotros.
Muchas gracias.
First, I'm going to swear her under oath. Good
Primero,
morning.
voy a pedir que ella preste juramento.
Would you state your name for the record, please?
Vivian Montero, Court Interpreter 18369.
Do you swear or affirm to the best of your ability you will translate these proceedings or interpret these proceedings from Spanish into English and English into Spanish?
I do.
Ms. Molina, you got charged with driving without a valid operator's license.
Señorita Molina, el cargo que enfrenta es conducir sin licencia vigente.
Así es.
They say
That's right.
that occurred on June 26th here in St. Joseph County.
Dice que eso ocurrió el 26 de junio aquí en el condado de St. Joe.
Así es.
That's right.
In Michigan, that is a misdemeanor.
En el estado de Michigan es delito menor.
It is punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100.
Conlleva una penalidad máxima hasta 90 días de cárcel y una multa hasta $100.
Ok.
Normal fine for this is $100 plus costs.
Normalmente la multa para eso son $100 más los costos.
Ok.
How do you plead to that charge?
¿Cómo se declara usted referente a ese cargo?
Culpable.
Guilty.
Did anyone threaten you to try to get you to plead to that charge?
¿Alguien le amenazó para que se declara culpable de ese cargo?
No.
Or
No.
threaten you?
¿Alguien le amenazó?
No.
No.
Were you driving here in St. Joe County on June 21st?
Estaba manejando aquí en el condado de St. Joe el 21 de junio.
Así es.
That's right.
Where were you going?
¿A dónde iba?
A un trabajo de una demolición.
A demolition job.
What were you demolishing?
¿Qué es lo que se iba a demoler?
Una escuela.
A school.
Where was that?
¿En dónde quedaba?
En Centerville.
En Centerville.
Do you have a driver's license?
¿Tiene usted una licencia para manejar?
No.
No.
Have you ever had one in Indiana?
¿Ha tenido uno en Indiana?
No.
No.
Did you ever have, where are you from originally?
¿De dónde es usted originalmente? ¿De qué país?
Nicaragua. Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
License there?
¿Tiene su licencia de Nicaragua?
No.
No.
All right. The fine is $100.
La multa será $100.
Ok.
There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee.
$75 para víctimas de delitos. Víctimas de delitos.
And a $50 state minimum fee.
$50 mínimo multa estatal.
Okay.
That's $225, and that's due by August 31st.
Son $225 que hay que pagar. Hay que pagarlo antes del 31 de agosto.
Está bien.
That's fine.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende usted eso?
Sí.
Yes.
I saw that you practiced logging in yesterday afternoon. I appreciate the
Yo
fact
vi-
that you... Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yo vi que usted ensayaba ingresar en la sala el día de ayer. Agradezco mucho el hecho de que...
Are you still at the 35th Terrace address in Indianapolis?
¿Usted sigue viviendo en la dirección 35 de la terraza en Indianapolis?
Así es.
That's right.
All right, we will send you that. You owe $225 by August 31st.
Se lo vamos a enviar la información. Usted debe $225 a más tardar 31 de agosto.
Ok.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
Sí.
Yes.
Esa información para pagar me la van a hacer enviada o por correo electrónico.
The information, the payment information, is it going to be sent by regular mail or by email?
Well, I can send it by email if I have your address.
Se lo puede enviar por correo electrónico si tengo su dirección.
Or
Okay.
we'll just send it regular mail.
O lo enviamos por correo normal.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right, that's, all right, thank you. Thank you,
Eso es todo,
Vivian.
ya se puede retirar. You're welcome. So the other hearing, Your Honor, is with Judge
Muchas gracias.
Patterson. Is that correct?
Apparently, what's the defendant's name?
Last name is Gomez Chacon.
Yes, I believe that's in Judge Patterson's court.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and move over right now. Señorita, ya se puede retirar. Gracias. Hasta luego.
All right, good morning to the rest of you. Also joining us here is City Attorney John Barnes from Three Rivers, our Chief Public Defender Keith Stickley. We did that case first because the translator had to be two places at once. We've got someone else that's joined us. Derek Glick is here in the conference room. We've got somebody in LG L322DL Field Day shirt. Who am I speaking with? What's your name?
Dwayne.
No, Dwayne, I got you. There's someone wearing a Field Day shirt. I don't know who that is.
Oh.
Well, we'll figure it out. All right, you're all here for an arraignment. Some of you have been here before and know how this works, but the arraignment is the process where the judge tells you what you're charged with and asks you how you wish to plead to the charge. When I call your name, I'm going to tell you what the charge is and tell you what the punishment is. Then I'll ask how you wish to plead. The Chief Public Defender, Mr. Stickley, is here. If you wish to get some legal advice, I can put you in a breakout room and you can speak with him. If you plead guilty, I'm going to ask you some questions to make sure you are guilty and that you understand what you're doing. If I accept your plea, I will probably be able to sentence you here today. Most cases result in a fine and cost. And as a rule, I'll give you time to pay the fines and costs. Where is he? Out in the hallway? All right, we'll get to him in a minute.
Okay.
Anyway, you'll see how this works. If the matter cannot be resolved, you can ask to have an attorney appointed to represent you and set for further proceedings, including a trial. I'm going to start with Mr. Pitcher. He's got a bad cough and I want to get him on his way. He's also sitting in the driver's seat of a vehicle while he's charged with driving with a suspended driver's license. Mr. Pitcher, this is file 211501OT. You're charged with driving suspended in the city of Three Rivers on July 20th of this year.
Yes, sir.
You owe presently, you've got another driving suspended and a weapon charge. You owe $375 due by September 16th. This charge alleges that you were driving while you were suspended in the city of Three Rivers on June 20th. Driving suspended is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 23 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 2 points on your driving record and requires your license be suspended.
Already suspended.
Yes, it is.
I've been trying to get them back, and I've been doing a lot.
Go ahead.
Oh, I've been trying to get them back, and I don't know what I got to go through to get them back. Somebody keeps telling me I have to call Lansing or something. I went up to the place in Stir just to get them back. They gave me my permit, and they sent a letter like 2 months later talking about they're permanently suspended or something.
Well, you had a fatal accident years ago, and then you keep driving with a suspended driver's license. You got a driving suspended charge, and you owe me money on it in September. And there you are sitting in the damn driver's seat of a car. So
the keys ain't even under the ignition.
All right. Mr. Barnes, I'm assuming there's no plea offer here.
No, there's not. And by the way, I think it was July 20th was the offense date, Your Honor, not June 20th.
Oh, it is July 20th. Thank you. I'm sorry, just a few days ago. So, Mr. Pitcher, how do you want to plead to this charge?
I'm guilty. I was driving.
All right, you understand you don't have to plead guilty to this charge if you don't wish to, and if you wish, I'll appoint an attorney for you.
No, I'm good.
All right. Anybody threaten you to get you to plead?
No,
Where were you going?
I was on my way back on here to my wife's aunt's house to bring her milk and stuff. Because my wife was shaking and she didn't feel good. So I figured I'll drive back to the house.
Whose car were you
Then I got
driving?
my truck or my wife's truck.
All right.
'Cause,
Are you working someplace?
Huh?
Are you working someplace?
No, I just do like little side jobs.
All right, I'll accept your plea. Your other fine is due September 16th.
All right.
I'm going to set you for sentence for September 16th.
All right.
At 9 o'clock. If you don't pay the fine, just bring your toothbrush because I'm going to put you in jail. You got a driving suspended right now that you owe $375. And now you got another driving suspended and you're not working full time. I'm not sure what to do with you. Whose car are you sitting in?
My wife's.
Where are you?
We're at her aunt's.
All right, is that her outside?
Woodward Road. Yeah, that's my wife.
All right, she made a cameo appearance. Okay, are you still at the Broadway address?
Nope, I'm at 5588 Woodward Road.
555.
Or 555 or 3 5s and 2 8s. Woodward Road.
Wilbur Road?
Yep.
All right, Mr. Pitcher. We'll see whether you're going to jail or not. One thing you need to do is stop driving. That just keeps digging the hole deeper. It's going to be difficult for you to get your driver's license back because of the baggage on your record.
Yeah.
I can't fix it. If I could wave my magic wand, I would, but you can't.
Yeah.
All right, September 16th, 9 o'clock. We'll see whether you pay your fine or you're going to be a trustee at the jail for a while. All right, we'll see you.
That's it.
Okay, I've got Mr. Hunter
Yes, sir.
O'Connell is right here at the courthouse. That's what the foundation of the outside of the St. Joe County Courthouse looks like. It was built in 1906. And Mr. Hunter O'Connell has come over here to the court and dialed in from outside. Mr. O'Connell, this is file 2115020T. You're charged with driving without a valid operator's license. I guess. Yeah, 904. Sometimes called no ops. That's what the young girl from Indianapolis had. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. How do you plead to that charge?
Well, I had a couple questions towards that actually, because I was told due to the office, like having to set up a time, and as long as I could show the time, I have the piece of paper saying that I passed my driving test, and I was told by multiple officers that I was allowed to have it. Like 3 weeks before I got pulled over this last time, I got pulled over and they let me go because it was fine. I don't know if the
What do you have?
I have, okay, so the paper that you're supposed to take into the Secretary of State to that from the test person saying that I passed, I have that piece of paper.
Do you have it with you?
I do not, because I wasn't told I would. I was basically told by the officer that it was useless now.
Well, it would be very helpful if I had it to see it. I'd ask you to give it to the bailiff. How'd you get here to Centerville today?
My girlfriend drove me here.
Where's she?
She is in the car in the parking lot.
Okay. You don't have that slip from SOS with you?
I have the paper not with me, but I do have the paper still.
Well, why don't you have it with you? That's normally the kind of stuff you carry in your wallet. Mr. Barnes, you got any ideas here?
I would also like to add that I was parked at the time of the thing, and the cops didn't initiate a pullover with no lights. They just pulled up, started asking me questions, and it went from there.
All right.
I wasn't even driving at the time.
All right.
Maybe I could recommend that we send this to a pretrial. He can bring the documentation and they can tag it on.
Yes, that would be helpful. That's Mr. Stickley, the Chief Public Defender. And if you have that document, Mr. Bush, the Three River City Attorney, may give you some consideration. So he suggests we just set this for a pretrial. We'll set it for next Tuesday.
Okay.
For next Tuesday, which will be July or August 3rd.
Your Honor, I'm out that day.
All right, August 10th.
Yeah, if we could set it for the next one, that would be good.
And Hunter, you don't need to drive all the way over here to the courthouse. I appreciate the fact that you did, but you can dial in right now. It would be helpful if you had the thing, because you could just then hand it to the court officer and then I could see it.
Would I possibly be able to bring it to the courthouse today?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And I'll make a copy of it and send it to Mr. Bush.
Okay.
But I'm going to reset this pretrial for 9 a.m. with the city attorney. And then do what you need to do to finish getting your license. That will help a lot.
Yes, sir. I have an appointment set for August 23rd.
Your Honor, can I suggest that we set this pretrial conference after August 23rd?
Yeah, that
If
makes
he gets a
some
license,
sense.
if he gets a license, I'll knock this down. Good,
Yes,
no
let's set it for August 30 or 20.
Like no obstinate possession, the civil infraction version.
All right. All right, we'll set it for August 31 at 9 o'clock. So you go to SOS, get your license.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Barnes would give you some consideration that won't affect. If you get this charge, you won't be able to get your license. You'll have to wait 6 months or more. If he reduces this to something like allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code or something, it won't affect your driving privileges. So we'll bump this back till after your SOS appointment. It'll be August 31. Are you at 900 South Constantine Street?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're free to go on about your business. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. You're good to go. All right, he's right here at the courthouse. All right, I've got Mr. Glick in the waiting room, and I've got another guy ready to come in. So let's talk to Mr. Glick. Oh, he's a paper file.
Your Honor, the first young man that had the interpreter, is he Perez Juan?
No, that was a young woman.
No, the one with the interpreter.
Yeah, that was Christian Molina.
Okay, not one of mine.
Juan Perez, I don't think needs a translator, but he's not here yet.
Okay,
But Derek Glick is here on a 2018 case of dog at large in White Pigeon. File 183385SM, 183386SM, and 183387. Dog at large, no dog license, and interfering with law enforcement from 2018. We sent a plea letter. The defendant never showed up. They issued a warrant. He's posted a $500 bond. Mr. Glick, are you still living down at Aldrich Lake?
Yes, sir.
There are 3 dog charges. I'm assuming the prosecutor will accept a plea to one of the 3. This is a 3-year-old case, and I have $500 of bond. Did you go to jail when you got arrested on the bond?
No.
So you just posted the bond?
Yes, I went to Notary Republic in Three Rivers, and they told me I had a warrant, and we placed the bond and I left same day.
All right. Well, how do you plead to these old dog charges?
Not guilty. I actually have proof of licensing for the canine here in the courtroom as well.
All right. I apologize in advance. The county prosecutor has no longer agreed to appear at these pretrials. The arraignment, it would be very simple to simply have you talk to the prosecutor right now. You've driven all the way over here to the courthouse. You got arrested on a warrant, and for their own reasons, they don't appear like Mr. Barnes does to help with the arraignments. So I apologize. You've driven all the way over here. You've got documentation with you. What I want you to do is take that to the clerk. She'll make a copy of it, but I'm going to show a not guilty plea and reset this for a pretrial with the county prosecutor. I apologize every day for something that isn't my fault. When I took over as judge about 19 years ago, I set up these instant pretrials with the arraignments. And the new prosecutor's office doesn't agree with that policy, and so they don't send a prosecutor, which makes people like you have to come back all over again. So what I want you to do is go out to the counter, give them a copy of that documentation you've got, and they'll give you the new date to appear for a pretrial. Now, you can appear by Zoom if you wish to, or you can come back here, but I don't have the ability to have a pretrial for you this morning, so you have my apologies, but that's the best I got. All right, Mr. Glick, go out to the counter, give them that information, and they'll give you the new date to come back.
All right, thank you.
Leave that room set up. There's someone else here ready to use it. We have Sydney Elise Harper. Sydney, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is file 2114840T. Ms. Harper is charged under Three Rivers City Ordinance, and again, it makes me thankful that Mr. Barnes and Mr. Reed and the other prosecutors are here for these pretrials. You're charged with driving with no cycle endorsement or no valid ops, just like several of the other cases we had this morning. It's alleged to have occurred on July 18th in the city of Three Rivers. Like
Correct.
the other cases, it's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. Let's take a look at you. You got the ticket at South Andrews and Millard
Yes.
Somebody just hit a man in a wheelchair very near there and killed him.
Correct.
Terrible. Let's take a look at the ticket. Well, it wasn't you, so that's good. But
Yeah.
let's take a look at your driving record. That's close to where you live, isn't it?
Yes.
John, she has 0 points, just no license, no baggage, no bad stuff. She just doesn't have an operator's license.
Yeah.
Is she
There
not,
was-
Ms. Hart,
He did charge her with no insurance and no registration.
all right, so they didn't charge a couple of other things.
Yeah.
Ms. Harper, how do you plead to this charge?
Guilty.
Where were you going?
I was going to my grandmother's house.
Where does she live?
It's the 211 South Douglas.
That's where you live also?
That's the address that I have out, yes.
Where were you coming from?
My mother's house.
Where's that?
It is Madison Street.
Whose car were you driving?
Mine.
All right, how do you have a car if you don't have a license?
Just bought the car.
All right, well, the good news is you don't have any bad stuff on there. How old are you, Miss Harper?
I'm 22.
You never took driver's ed?
No, I had an appointment set up for my driver's test prior to the pullover.
All right, tell me about that.
Getting pulled over?
No, your appointment for your driver's test.
Oh, it's set for October 20th.
Wow. It's so hard to get an appointment with the Secretary of State. John, are you willing to bump this all the way out to October to see if she gets her license?
would be much appreciated, Mr. Barnes.
If
Yeah.
you get this ticket, you're gonna not be able to get your license. You're gonna have to wait 6 months. Now,
Okay.
one thing you need to do is you need to stop driving, or you'll just dig the hole deeper than it already is. But I'm gonna swallow a big pill and I'm gonna adjourn this to August 26th. October 26th, excuse me.
Okay.
At 9 a.m. for a pretrial to see if she passes driver's test. What do you do, Miss Harper?
I work for a convenience store,
Which one?
Walmart.
All right. How do you get back and forth to work?
My grandmother currently.
All right. Now, let me say this again. This isn't a threat. It's just a caution. Don't drive anymore until you get your license, or you're going to get on what I call the driving suspended merry-go-round, and you won't be able to get off of it. If you get this no ops charge, you'll have to wait 180 days before you can get your driver's license. If you get another one, they're going to suspend it. You're going to have to wait a year or more. So
Okay.
you need to just limp through until you can get your appointment with SOS. But we're taking a big leap of faith here by bumping this out to October 26th. So the best thing you could do is not drive until we get this sorted out.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Do you have any questions?
I do not.
And the South Douglas address is correct?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you in October, and I hope you got a little driver's license to show me.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, Miss Rome, you've been waiting patiently. Let's talk to you. Although I can't find your darn file.
That's fine.
I had it. Let's see what you're set for. Darn it. Let's see what I got here.
Your Honor, if you don't have any other defendants on my cases standing by, I'm going to jump over to
Well,
magistrate.
let me wait a second. I've got Shane McCoy.
If you can't find mine, I'm more than happy to wait.
I'll find it, Miranda. I've
Okay.
also got someone, I don't know who he is. Emma Sandy. What's your name?
Kyle Black.
Kyle Black. Let me give you a name. We're bumping up on when all the prelim people are going to start showing up.
I've got about 4 or 5 scheduled pre-trials with Matt.
Yes, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, if you don't, what I could do is go do those and then come back and see if anybody showed up in the meantime.
Well, Mr. Diefendahl isn't here. Diana Duncan Roth isn't here. Zachary Hilliard is in jail. Tyler Hostetler is not here. Terry Trey Malavi is not yours. Shane McCoy is not yours. I don't know who LG 2322DL is. I haven't been able to determine who that is. Now I've got a new telephone number. Let's see who this is. Why don't you go ahead, John, and we'll find Miranda's file and see what the deal is.
Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right. Phone number 269-689-6860. Who am I speaking with?
Jeffrey Diffendahl.
Mr. Diffendahl, you're late to the party. Where have you been?
I had no idea how to get this going, Judge. I'm so sorry. I don't have any idea about the Zoom thing.
All right. Well, you also could come over here, but all right, we'll be with you in a minute.
Okay.
I got another phone number I got to bring in. 2 more.
I'm so sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, who am I speaking with?
Oh, hi, this is Paul Rocca. They told me to stay quiet. I don't know. I heard somebody.
All right, Mr. Rocca, let me give you a name. Have you talked to your lawyer?
Is his name Paul?
Yes.
Not this morning, no.
Have you talked to him at all?
I'm not really sure. I'm not. I don't have a phone.
Well, you're charged with a serious felony charge. Least you could do is talk to your attorney, but I'm going to put you in the waiting room, Paul. You're here for a pre-exam conference. Don't go away.
Okay.
And, I'll be with you shortly. All right, let's see who this is. Good morning. Who am I speaking with?
Jim Equio.
Who's he?
Who's Jim Equio? I'm an attorney waiting for a pre-exam conference on Jason's life.
The alleged Jim Equio?
The alleged Jim Equio.
All right, well, Jim, all I got is your phone. Where are you?
Yeah, for some reason I'm having Zoom issues. I'm in the Detroit area, but I don't know if it's spotty or whatever, so I decided to come in by phone. My client should be Zooming in.
All right, Jim, I'll just leave you here on the feed. We're finishing up our arraignments. And
all right.
So I'll just leave you here. Just mute your phone and you can. Who's your client?
Jason Little.
Okay. All right. I'll let you know when he logs in.
All right.
All right. Let's talk to Kyle Edward Black. Mr. Black, this is file 211299SD. You got charged with operating while intoxicated and failing to report an accident.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, the drunk driving charge is the most serious. It's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 6 points on your license and requires your license be suspended. Of according to the affidavit, there was an accident, you wrecked your truck, and they got a warrant and arrested you. The chief public defender, Mr. Stickley, is here. The prosecutor is not. My recommendation would be that you plead not guilty and get an attorney to help you with this. The prosecutor may reduce this to a lesser charge, but there is no prosecutor here to conduct a pretrial. I think the safest thing for you would be to have an attorney to help you with this. Do you have any objection to that?
No, sir.
What do you do, Mr. Black?
I work at Vintage over in Elkhart.
All right. I'm going to appoint an attorney, set attorney pretrial for September 3rd, I guess. At 9 o'clock. Are you still at the South St. Joseph Street address?
Yes, I am.
Thank you for your patience. As I said, we had a lot of cases this morning, but the safest bet is to get you an attorney. Now, this next hearing will be by Zoom once again, although we're getting close to doing things live and in person. Then people like Mr. Diffendahl can show up on time here at the courthouse. But for now, it'll probably be a Zoom notice. We'll give you the name of the attorney. I want you to call the attorney to discuss this with him prior to that hearing on September 3rd. They'll get the police report from the prosecutor, see if there's a plea offer, and perhaps the case can be resolved. If it can't be resolved, you can have a trial up to and including a jury trial if you wish. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
All right. Let you go.
Thank you.
I'm still struggling. I don't know where Miss Long's file is. I don't know who LG L322 is. I still haven't figured that out. Mr. McCoy, let's talk to you. You are charged with interfering with a crime report and domestic assault. This is file 211478SM. You were a little late logging in because you were waiting to use the conference room. I do appreciate the fact that you've driven all the way over here to Centerville, show me that you take this matter seriously. The Chief Public Defender, Mr. Keith Stickley, is here with us. But let me tell you what the allegation is. Let me get the report up. The allegation is that on or about (7/17) that you assaulted Hannah Salisbury in Lockport Township, an individual you have a child in common with, or a dating relationship, and that you interfere with a crime report by trying to take her phone. The domestic violence is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail. The interfering with a crime report is a 1-year misdemeanor. Now, I show your address as East Augusta Drive, but on the complaint it says it's Battle Creek, and on the other sheet it says it's Augusta. Where do you live?
It's Augusta. That's my father's address. I use that as my mailing address.
All right, Augusta, and the zip code is 49012.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. Mr. Stickley is here with us once again. My advice, these are relatively serious charges that could result with jail, that you get an attorney appointed to assist you with this.
That would be my recommendation as well.
Mr. McCoy, is that okay with you?
Yeah, of course.
All right, what's your occupation?
I'm self-employed.
What do you do?
I run my own landscape business.
All right. I'm going to show a not guilty. Appoint an attorney. Set attorney pretrial for September 2nd. Let me look at that date, make sure I'm not blocked out. September 3rd, excuse me. Friday, September 3rd at 9 a.m. Mr. McCoy, I'm going to send you that information. Now, you can do it by Zoom, or you can come back here to the courthouse. Now, this woman, Miss Salisbury, she lives in Three Rivers?
Yes, sir.
There's a no contact condition. Do you and she have a child together?
We have two.
All right, well, the sooner we can get this resolved, the better. Where do you actually stay?
Right now, I'm in between places, but I stay with my mom or my dad or my friend right now.
Where is your mom?
My mom's in the area, at an apartment.
In what town?
Constantine.
Okay. All right. All right, do you have any questions?
I believe, I guess, how would I fight the PPO if it's too late, if I might ask, because everything she's got the PPO on me under false pretenses.
Hang on a minute. Your Honor, if you'd like, I could go into a breakout and explain that process to him.
All right. I'm gonna start 2 breakout rooms because Paul's gonna need one. I'm gonna put you in a room with the Chief Public Defender.
Okay.
And let you talk to him.
Appreciate you.
All right, I'm going to bring in Deborah Davis and Paul Gibson. I'm still trying to figure out who LG L322DL is. And I'm going to do Miranda just from the screen. Poor girl's been very patient. And I don't know what happened to her file.
Your Honor, can I just check on some people that I think may be no-shows?
Yeah, but I think this one's yours, so let me do this first. No, it's not. All right, Miranda, just wait a moment. Mr. Diffendahl, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
This is file 211500OM, People versus Jeffrey Scott Diffendahl. Mr. Diffendahl is charged with being a disorderly person in the city of Three Rivers on July 20th. Disorderly person is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Normal fine for this is $200. How do you plead to that charge, Mr. Diffendahl?
I'm guilty, sir.
And did anyone threaten you to get you to plead to this?
Not at all. No, sir.
Or promise you anything?
No, sir.
What happened?
I was in Walmart and I had swapped the price tag and bought something for not the exact price.
All right, I appreciate your candor. So rather than charge you with retail fraud, they charge you with disorderly person.
Yes, sir, because I didn't put up any kind of resistance and I just.
All right, where are you living?
I'm in White Pigeon with my mom.
You've got that B&E charge where you B&E'd that house on River Road and stole all that stuff, including the guy's guitar and all that other stuff, and you were ordered to pay restitution. You got a super sweet deal from the prosecutor where the case was reduced to a misdemeanor, and then Judge Pattison handled it because I didn't. And you haven't paid anything since last March. It was up to me. I just put you in jail for about a year. So they're probably going to do a show cause on that case to get you to start paying again. Are you working somewhere?
Yes, sir.
Where's that?
The Country Table restaurant in White Pigeon.
All right. I appreciate the candor. I don't know why they didn't charge retail fraud, but this is better than that. It isn't a theft. $100 fine. I'll make it 75. $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee. That's $200.
Yes, sir.
And that's all due by August 31st or 4 days in jail. If you don't pay this,
yeah, I
I'm
can
gonna put
pay
you in
that
jail.
immediately though, right? Like I can come.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
You still owe $900 some on that old
Yes,
case.
sir.
You haven't paid anything since last March, and COVID hit and everything kind of froze up. Do you have
Yeah,
child
I thought
support obligations and that sort of stuff too?
Yes, sir. I thought everything was still getting paid up until
Well, it may be, but you got some
Just
unpaid
recently.
misdemeanor stuff. All right. Thank you. You're good to go. All right. Now, Deborah Davis has joined us. Paul Gibson has joined us. Let me see if I can finish with Mr. Barnes. Although I've got a bunch of people in here under phone numbers and that sort of thing. So, and I still can't figure out who LG2, I'm going to kick her out and see if she comes back in. But before I do that, Luke, I'm going to bring him in and John Bush in. And the alleged Jim Mequio is here on a case.
Morning.
Paul Gibson?
Yes.
I have Paul Rocca in the waiting room. He says he hasn't had any contact with his lawyer. He does have some mental health problems. Have you had any opportunity to speak to him?
Yes, I spoke to him over at the jail, I guess before he bonded out for about an hour. So that was about a week ago. So I don't know if he just doesn't remember that, but.
He remembered your name was Paul, but he wasn't sure whether he talked to you or not. So do you want to talk to him now in the breakout room or just let me leave him where he is?
Well, I don't know what, I guess maybe wait for the time being, but.
All right, let me leave him where he is. I'm finishing. Anyway, Diana Roth Duncan is a no-show. That's file 211494. Zachary Hilliard. Well, I got to bring these other latecomers in here. So let's see who's who.
Your Honor, is there any chance I could go into a breakout room with Garrett Snyder? He might be in jail.
He isn't here. Let me see who else I've got here. And I'm going to do Miranda Rome.
He's been in and out.
Juan Perez, who's about an hour late.
Yes.
I can't make it any more convenient for you than to dial in. The least thing you could do is show up on time, but stay right where you are for the time being.
Excuse me, Judge. This is Jeff. Was I good to hang up?
You're good to go. I'll remove you. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And I've got a phone number here. I'm not sure who this is. A new person.
There are quite a few of the ones that I was unable to reach prior to
Yes.
court today.
Well, it's going to be a long morning, but I'm going to take care of poor Miss Rome. I can't find her file, and I'm just going to do it from the. All right, but who is this? 269-503-5084. Who am I
This is
speaking?
Jaden Howard.
All right, Mr. Howard, let me give you a name. All right, Mr. Howard, Mr. Gibson is your lawyer. I'm going to put you in the waiting room, so don't go away.
Okay.
Then we have an iPhone. Good morning, iPhone. Who am I speaking with?
Is that me or?
No, Jim, I got you. This is a new person.
Okay.
Your client is in the waiting room. John Barnes, Mr. Tyler Hostetler is a no-show. Terry Malawi is a no-show. Diana Duncan Roth is a no-show. Zachary Hilliard, I believe, is a no-show, except I can't figure out who iPhone is. And I've got
Janice Blair.
no-show. Let's see who Juana is.
Zachary Hilliard in custody.
Oh, Zachary Hilliard's in jail. So we'll have to find him later. All right, here's Mr. Blurry iPhone and Juana. Who am I speaking with? Juana? Which case are you here on?
Me?
Yeah, what's your name?
Juan Perez.
No, Mr. Perez, I got you. You're an hour late, but we'll get to you in a minute. I'm trying to figure out who this other person is.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
I think it's still connecting to audio.
Yes. And I don't know who iPhone is. I'm trying to wrap up our arraignments so we can focus on the felonies. I have to figure out whether any of the people that are late to the party are people here for the arraignments. Someone who was not late to the party is Miranda Rome, so let's finish her. And Ms. Rome, you got charged with operating with a suspended license. It's alleged that on or about June 11th, 2021, in file 211435, you're driving a car out on A.L. Jones Road while you were suspended. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You've got a lot of baggage on your record. It doesn't show that you owe anything.
No, I didn't even know my driver's license was suspended. So that.
All right, I'm going to set you for a pretrial. I apologize. The prosecutor doesn't come to the arraignments anymore. And so you're about the fourth person today. At least you didn't drive all the way over here like two of the people did. And then I have to ask them to come back again.
And please don't drive if your license is still suspended.
What?
Yeah, so don't drive anymore till you get squared away.
What do you mean? I came in paid.
What?
I came and paid my ticket.
It shows that you're suspended. And I can't have a pretrial because the prosecutor doesn't come to the pretrials. So I have to set one. What I used to do is have you deal with it right here this morning.
Judge, did you find her? Did she pay her ticket and get her license reinstated? I don't have a file.
I have proof right here that I paid it.
And you only had one ticket?
Yeah, I only had one ticket.
She can have allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code.
All right, Miranda, the prosecutor would reduce this to another charge called allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code, which won't require your license to be suspended.
Okay.
It will cost you $200, but it won't go on your driving record.
Oh.
Is that acceptable to you?
I mean, it's going to have to be.
All right. Other than what I said here, did anyone promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
No.
You were out on A.L. Jones Road. Where were you going? The fruit market?
I was taking the kids out to their dad to pick up money for them. I don't remember exactly why. Their dad has a boat on the lake out there somewhere.
Corey Lake?
Yeah, on Quarry Lake. Yeah. And the oldest was showing me how to get there and I almost missed the road. So I went down the road and I got pulled over. And he pulled me out of the vehicle and told me that my driver's license was suspended. So I didn't even know that it was suspended.
Well, the stuff goes backwards. These new driving records are harder for me to read. You got a ticket on January 16th of 21 and failed to pay it. And then you've since paid it.
Yeah, because what happened is that, well, I mean, all COVID and everything, I was struggling or whatever. And then I ended up catching COVID. So I was out of work. I didn't have income for at least a month and a half. And I'm just now getting back on my feet. All
right, Brandon, we'll call it good, but I see that you did pay it. And Ms. Davis, I greatly appreciate your taking care of this. You owe $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. That's $200 due by August 31, 21. Are you still on South Constantine Street?
That's where some of my mail goes, but I actually live in Indiana.
What's your address?
820.
Where does do you want me to send your mail to the Constantine address?
No.
All right, what's your address? I hate to put it on the live feed, but I want to get it down.
8200 North, 1150 West, Lot 4, Shipshawana, Indiana, 46565.
Now you've got the further complication that once you move to Indiana, at some point you're going to have to get an Indiana license. But
Yeah,
this won't show up on your driving record, so it should not affect your ability to get a license.
And see, that's another thing. I went and got my car legal and everything in Indiana, and I went to go get an Indiana driver's license, and nothing popped up. So I was just assuming that, you know, I was okay.
All right, well, you had to pay those tickets. And they've been paid, so you're good to go. All right, thank you for your patience.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, then we've got Mr. Perez, and I think that may be the last of our misdemeanors. We're about 20 minutes behind schedule. Mr. Perez?
Yes.
You're Juan Luis Isaiah Perez. You've been charged with driving suspended, no proof of insurance, and no proof of registration. You had an unpaid $50 thing that you did pay.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Barnes, the city attorney's been patiently waiting. Driving suspended is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. The other two are civil infractions.
Right.
How do you plead to that charge? Well, first of all, Mr. Barnes, is there any plea offer?
Yes, if you plead to the driving suspended, I'd dismiss the no proof of insurance and the no registration.
All right, so that he would dismiss the two civil infractions.
Okay.
No insurance is $150. No proof of registration is $105. But the driving suspended is a misdemeanor, and it goes on your driving record and it suspends your license.
Judge, could I break out very briefly and just make a couple quick inquiries to Mr. Perez?
Yes, I'm going to have the chief public defender meet with you here for a moment. Why are you so late?
I was sleeping. I slept in. I usually at work, but I didn't go in today, so my body was just so tired.
Well, that's not a good excuse, but it's an honest one.
Yeah.
All right, let me close those. Darn it, it's gonna take me a minute to close that breakout room. So I'm waiting for 31 seconds.
Okay.
Then I've got a couple people in here, I don't know who they are. I also had some show causes that the people failed to appear, and we'll address those. Mr. Barnes, my apologies. According to Matt, there are no pleas from pretrials. All right.
No, only one of mine was showed up. The other three were no shows. And
all right,
and the
signed Mr. Perez and Mr. Stickley. John, you've made your offer in that case. I think that ought to be sufficient.
all right.
All right, you're good to go.
Great. If he doesn't, they'll just set it for further proceedings.
Yes.
Thanks. Have a good day.
All right, that is the end of our arraignments. I have two show causes. Jamie Scott Blair, file 1433, failed to appear on a driving suspended. Already posted a $500 cash bond. failed to appear. We'll do new bench warrant. Bond $500. Cash or surety. This person's from Hillsdale. And 48-hour hold. Matthew Treestrom, file 211002, no insurance, and driving suspended. Also posted a $500 cash bond. I may try calling him later. Set those aside. All right, now our Mr. Gibson has the majority of the cases today, but we've got Mr. Bush, Mr. Knopfinger. Are you done already, Keith?
I am. Did we lose Mr. Barnes? I wish.
We lost Mr. Barnes. I'd let him go.
That's all right. You know, I'm gonna ask that we just set up for a pre-trial.
All right. Is he gonna make some effort to get a license?
You better get that.
Already has.
There you go.
Oh, well, I could ask Mr. Barnes to come back.
I know you're kind of jammed up this morning. I'm okay with that. We can.
All right.
Do it.
And he was an hour late.
Hello, I'm here.
He does apologize for that, Your Honor.
All right, defendant working on license.
I believe he actually already has it.
All right.
You're welcome.
All right, that'll help. All right, set pretrial. Barnes for August 10th at 9 a.m. All right, I'm going to set a pretrial for you, Mr. Perez, for August 10th.
Okay.
These charges.
Okay.
If you have a license now, I guess you're valid.
Yeah, I just paid my ticket off like last week.
Yeah,
and they made me go up there.
All right. Okay, you're good to go. We'll reset that for a pretrial conference on August 10th at 9 a.m.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we'll remove him, Mr. Perez. All right, now I've got Mr. iPhone. Keith, I think finishes your obligations for this morning.
All right. Need anything else? I'm here, Judge. Just give me a call.
All right, thank you. Mr. iPhone. Could you unmute your phone? Sir, you in the conference room here at the court. What's your name?
Edward Fraze.
What's your name, sir?
Edward.
It's Edward Fraze, but I don't know why the audio is so terrible in there today.
It's because the other guy's talking over him.
Okay. Let's see. I could go. Is there a way to go into a breakout room with Mr. Fraze?
Yeah, just a minute. I'm gonna try to figure out who, oops, everybody is, and take a moment to take these other files out. All right, Edward Fraze. And Mr. iPhone, what's your name? Dude? Can you hear me?
Edward.
What's your
Edward
name?
Phrase.
Oh, that's Edward
Edward.
Phrase. All right. Just a minute.
Weird.
I need to fix the other Edward Phrase. All right, I'll cancel that one. iPhone. He's frozen. Besides, all right, sir, you with the crutches in the conference room, what's your name?
Frank Powie.
Frank Powie.
P-A-A-U-W-E.
That's correct, sir.
I want to make sure I spelled it right.
That's right.
All right. I'm going to take these out and the pre-trials out.
Hey, Jim, I sent you an email.
You sent me an email?
Yes.
Let me double check, see if I can do two things at once on this phone.
I could send a carrier pigeon if that's easier.
All right, I think basically, Deb, on that one, we'll just waive it and then we'll deal with it in circuit court. I think that's probably a good plan.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not looking for anything crazy.
Yeah.
And the way things are going is circuit sentencings with those types of crimes. I doubt he would even get anything. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, when we get time, we'll have him waive it on the record and we should be done.
Is he out or is he in?
Yeah, he's out. I'm bound.
Is he waiting to call in or is he in the waiting room?
I believe the judge said he's in the waiting room.
Okay, so as soon as Judge comes back, maybe we can get Paul put into a waiting or a breakout room with his client, and then we can just do yours real quick.
All right, sounds good to me.
Excellent. Are you coming down for the golf outing on the 2nd?
I'm gonna try. I've been having some back issues. I have to see, I don't know, one of those neurophysiologists or whatever. So I'm hoping they can just do some injections so I can swing a golf club again. So I'm hoping to do it.
You could just be the designated putter for your team and ride on the cart. It'll be fine.
Well, you've never seen me putt. That's the last thing he wants me to do.
Okay, so you can like when I was pregnant years ago, we had it. I was the designated photographer. Judge Stutzman. We rode around and just heckled people. It was fun.
Wednesday is the second the Labor Day weekend, or is that a different weekend?
It is. It's the second. It's the Thursday before Labor Day.
Ah, all right. I know I have a wedding sometime up north during that period of time, but I try not to look that far ahead in my life.
It's important just to live day by day.
Yeah, it's hour by hour now.
Mr. Poway,
Yes, sir.
you ready?
You want me to have it?
Yes, I'm gonna have you have a seat out in the hall for a minute. The magistrate needs that conference room for a few minutes. So I'm going to have you have a seat out in the hall. We'll come back to you in a bit.